I'd missed it. Every day I was out of the military, I missed it more and more. I knew that we were going to go back to the war in Iraq. I chose to volunteer and go back in the military. If anything, I was 100% all the time as far as attitude. We're in a war zone. There was no time to slack off at all. I shut the civilian world off.
Full of swagger and patriotism, Sergeant Joe Washam was at home in the military. In his mind, civilian life was years and worlds away, and he knew he may never come back.
My attitude was, I'm either coming back A-OK or I'm coming back with a flag draped over me.
Joe was a split second away from that flag-draped coffin.
I was stunned to be alive.
In this exclusive combat video, you're about to see a blast that rocked Joe's world forever. His unit got a tip on a chemical weapons stash in an Iraqi building. Joe stood guard in a Humvee here along the street.
The first team went inside the building and they tripped something. They came running out screaming, it's going to blow, it's going to blow.
Joe's Humvee turned into a fireball.
I made the split-second decision, opened the door and just took off running, completely engulfed in flames. I just ran blindly as fast as I could away from it all.
This is Joe running from the building on fire.
This is exactly what I said to myself. Oh, is this real? God, if this is real, tell my family I love them. Oh, this is real. I started reaching for my 9mm on my thigh, and the skin on my right hand came right off, and I went for my 9mm. I really thought that was going to be it for me. You know, I remember in my mind they got me. You know, the bad guys got me.
Joe woke up 2 weeks later at the burn unit at Brooke Army Medical Center in San Antonio with third-degree burns over 50% of his body. At the time, it was a scenario worse than death, a painful purgatory in a civilian world he thought he left behind.
Coming back incapacitated any sort of way wasn't even on my spectrum, to be honest.
He was in the hospital for 20 months and knew the transition to normal wasn't going to be easy.
For a while there, I mean, I refer to myself as a ball of hate. There was some disconnect all the way around.
There are so many veterans out there suffering from post-traumatic stress, from combat trauma, from other kinds of issues that are potentially suicidal.
Sharon Sloan knows Joe's story. She sees it play out every day. And the Army reports suicides are up 80% from 2004 to 2008. There were 16 suicides in January of this year alone.
We can help those people.
Would you believe this is the place where the war was lost? It was the war after the war to come home.
Sharon's company developed an interactive tool to help soldiers fight this new war inside. They play out real-world scenarios before they are forced to live them out and snap.
Nothing!
It's in your face, and it's highly emotional.
You have no idea what I am going through.
You can take your combat stress, drama queen bullshit and just shove it up your ass.
Soldiers, spouses, and family members choose a virtual character.
You're lucky you're not face down on the floor with my boot on your neck.
Then they follow the storyline to decide the best course of action through interactive questions. Wrong answers can bring deadly outcomes.
Corporal Lucas wasn't there. He'd committed suicide the week before.
I call it the dark reality, whether it be suicide, whether it be divorces, domestic violence, alcohol abuse. I think it definitely gets right to the point.
We have been told in letters and emails and phone calls that we have saved lives.
Joe says he goes back into battle every day.
For me, my war will never be over, and I'll always be chasing ghosts. My skin's never going to be just fine. I'm always going to have my physical scars no matter how many surgeries I have.
But with tools like this, Joe is winning the war inside. He married his high school sweetheart, has a beautiful young son, and runs a successful business.
Everyone's war is different. I think the only way for me at least, the only way to go about it is to have a positive attitude about all of it. I wouldn't take any of it back.